Hello everyone. You are listening to this audiobook on channel Voice of Purpose by NSS IIT Bombay.
On March 24th, India announced a countrywide lockdown to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus. The incredibly annoying and ever-present coronavirus has been tough on everyone. Everyone went through many hardships, but along the way, I think as humans, we have learned and grown in this past year. From growth and change on planet Earth to changes in people like you and me. There were definitely a few positives of planet Earth, and as the year went by, we have learned how much of an impact humans have on the environment. With lesser traffic, limited human movement, nature thrived. With no vehicles on the road, air quality, especially in the metropolitan cities, improved. A drastic fall in the levels of nitrogen oxide, which is majorly found in car exhaust, was observed not just in India but also in several other countries. Since there was no human crowding, there were multiple reports of monkeys raiding the streets, elephants roaming carefree, and dolphins swimming close to the shores in India. The Bosphorus in Istanbul, Turkey, is usually one of the world's busiest sea routes. Now, with a lull in traffic and fishermen staying at home during the city's lockdown, dolphins were seen swimming and jumping in the waters close to the bank. As I previously mentioned, even in India, 3 dolphins were spotted in the Vashi Creek on the outskirts of Mumbai. Another rare animal sighting included the increased wild boar population in Haifa, Israel. Boars were seen snuffling and foraging for food around the city of Haifa before the pandemic, but the absence of humans has encouraged them further. Even though the situation seems hilarious, it could also be quite dangerous. Other countries also reported wild boars, sheep, deer, and turkeys taking over the otherwise bustling city streets, which is incredibly insane. I bet the animals were confused as well, probably wondering what happened to the humans that are so hell-bent on destroying their homes. In October, scientists announced the discovery of a new detached coral reef ecosystem at the northern tip of the Great Barrier Reef. This is the first time since the last 120 years that scientists have discovered such a massive coral reef, which measures more than 1,640 feet, which is approximately 500 meters, longer than famous skyscrapers like the Empire State Building, the Sydney Tower, or the Petronas Twin Towers. Many new species of flora and fauna were also discovered this year. For example, the Papa langur is a primate species which boasts a long tail, white rings around its eyes, with a tuft of fur on its head. A specimen found through the Natural History Museum from 100 years ago predicted its existence, but in 2020, scientists could find a genetic match with species discovered in Myanmar's forests. They are living in 4 separate populations, primarily on Mount Papa, but they are severely threatened. Only 200 to 250 of them are remaining. So scientists are hoping they can repopulate. Sticking to the topic of changes in the environment, we noticed a significant reduction in pollution, whether it's water, air, or noise pollution. A big change was noticed in Delhi's air quality, which was a much-needed blessing. Carbon emissions fell by the largest ever record, 7% in 2020. It's sad how 7% is the record-holding percentage. In fact, dramatic cuts in primary emissions seem to have shown shocking changes. For example, in northern China and in the Los Angeles area, the strictest lockdown periods saw unusually intense ozone spikes. In India, due to the clearer air, the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas were visible from the Singwani village of the Sitamarhi district in Bihar, which were not visible since the 1980s. Coming to the political side of positive news in 2020, there were a lot of big victories. The year that the US elected its first female vice president was also a shining moment for women leaders worldwide. Jacinda Ardern, Prime Minister of New Zealand, led a nationwide effort to eradicate the virus and became the world's most COVID-resilient country. She won re-election by a landslide. Second place Taiwan also has a female president, Tsai Ing-wen. Angela Merkel in Germany and Sanna Marin in Finland also won praise for their early responses to the virus. Out of the top 10 most COVID-resilient countries, 8 were democracies. The Black Lives Matter movement also took place, and all of us can take heart from the sheer size of the mass movement it sparked, which was estimated as the largest in US history, even in the middle of a pandemic. Honestly, there were so many good things that happened this year. This is just a tiny fraction of the things that took place. This year, during the lockdown, even people made positive changes amongst themselves. People opened businesses, started trying to stay fit, and worked on themselves. Family got to spend time together, and so many of these tiny things may not seem like a big deal now, but they were such a boon to us as humans and planet Earth to take a much needed breath and reflect on ourselves.
So hope you guys had fun. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more interesting audiobooks.